At the end of AMP5, we were ranked 11th in the industry for financial performance from a regulatory perspective. And by the end of AMP6, we want to be up a quartile for water. Now, in order to achieve that, we need to deliver a £20 million reduction on our TOTEX expenditure on an annualised run rate basis. And we think that new technology and innovation is the key to help us enable and achieve this. So we're going to be focusing on 4 key areas. Firstly, we're going to be making smarter investment decisions. We've got loads of data within the organisation. If we can capture that data better around asset health and maintenance tasks, we can then use clever analytics to help us understand asset deterioration. We can look at our water treatment works and the water quality measurement and insight on those particular sites and reduce risk and improve resilience. And we can also improve cost and improve productivity for our field force teams by reducing non-value-add activities such as travel time, but also in reducing the time it takes us to do some of the value-add tasks, such as responding to customer calls, just through better use of technology in those areas. And then finally, we're trying to create a culture within the organisation that truly embraces new technology and constantly looks for innovative ways to utilise it. Firstly, we're going to talk to you about how we are reducing risk and improving productivity. We're going to be talking to you about how we can develop, how we've delivered new devices for our field teams and how we've given them new apps that improves their connectivity and also improves the functionality for those particular teams. We're going to also be sharing with you our supermarket-style type self-service checkout, and that is a hell of a mouthful, but it's far more easy than it is to say. And that's basically equipping our teams with the barcoding capability so we can have much better materials management and they can use those materials as and when they need them, and also improves our stock levels within the organisation, stock management. And then finally, we'll share with you some of the new innovative things that we're looking at, and we'll talk to you about an example around satellite technology. On the second stand, Adam and Hayley are going to talk to you about asset health and what we're doing in that arena. So firstly, we'll share with you what we're doing around network modelling capability, and we've got one of the best network models in the industry, and we're trying to use that far more real time to monitor and manage our network far more effectively. We'll also talk to you about our process capability on our water treatment works. So it's really important that our treatment works are at maximum capacity and can cope with anything that's thrown at them and produce water quality on a consistent basis every single day. Improving our process capacity allows us to be able to reduce the amount of risk that we've got on those sites and improve our overall resilience. And then finally, they'll share with you some of the work we're doing around data and analytics to really help with our asset investment decisions and make sure that we proactively prevent failure within our network and on our asset base.
So I just want to take a couple of minutes to talk to you this afternoon, firstly about how we're driving productivity through the workforce. And I should say that we're mainly doing this through new devices with better connectivity and mobility to really facilitate what they're doing out and about. And then also, James has alluded to already the stock control and store management element of what we're going to discuss. So I said earlier on about driving the productivity. A real key way of enabling this for us is these new devices you can see on the screen. So these are Panasonic CF20s. They're brand new Toughbook devices. And what's really exciting is we are the first business in Europe to have deployed these. So 1,200 of our field teams now are using these out and about in the field, which is really, really great. We know the guys are enjoying using them already, but we're seeing some serious benefits as well. So they're spending much less time now trying to search for a signal in our more remote areas. You'll appreciate we work in some fairly rural locations. But generally, the improved user experience is paying dividends as well. So we're getting some really good feedback off those. And we're now rolling out a new app we've called SiteMate, which we're starting to combine with the devices. SiteMate allows the teams, when they're out and about, to receive real-time data and information on the asset and site they're working on. So they receive that exactly as they're outside and can get exactly what they need, which we think is resulting in a half an hour per team per day saving, which results in £500,000 across the course of the year. So there are loads and loads of apps that we're developing, and I could talk to you at length about those, but to do that really, I need to mention the App Squad. And the App Squad is a team of talented individuals who've pulled together from across our IS teams, and they're working with our field teams to devise apps that really enable their day-to-day job and make that much more effective. So the first one I'm going to mention is SiteSnap. So SiteSnap is an app we use because across the course of a year, we create upwards of 100,000 traffic management sketches, and this is something we do to allow us to apply for permits to work in the highway. So SiteSnap significantly enables doing that and streamlines the process of that application. So With upwards of 100,000 of those happening each year, we think that's going to create a £360,000 saving across wholesale over 12 months, with a 20 minutes per job saving per person. And then we've got Site View as well. Site View allows us to demonstrate compliance when we're out working in the highway, because you'll appreciate there's quite strict compliance conformities we have to adhere to in terms of time on site, duration, when we leave, and the process of the work that actually takes place. So this means we collate significant photographic evidence throughout the job and can then use that to demonstrate compliance at the end of it and throughout. So we know this year we've saved £28,000 based on just one photo, but we expect this to create a cost avoidance of £250,000 based on avoiding those fixed penalty notices as well. And then finally, I mentioned to you that I was going to talk about stock control and store management. You saw StoreMate at the top of the screen then. This is the new app we've devised, which helps the guys use the technology that James mentioned with the barcodes to go straight into the stores and really be able to get exactly what they need. We've reduced 9 local depot stores into 3 regional distribution centres, and that's clearly financial benefits to that, but it also means the guys can use this SAP barcode system for direct access to the materials and any tools they need for the job they're on. We expect a £1.2 million saving out of the back of the technology and the app we've created through that, but also significant benefits for the teams and the work they're doing, with obviously customer benefits off the back of that as well.
So I spoke to you earlier about how we're trying to create a culture within the organisation that really embraces new technology and constantly looks for new and innovative ways of applying this technology to keep driving down cost and reducing our risk as an organisation. One such technology is satellite technology. Now, Liv earlier referred to water companies effectively being classed as an analogue age in the digital world. Hopefully, this is starting to dispel this myth that we're actually exploring going into space. So satellite technology, we have found, can really help us with our asset management. So, for instance, you can use satellite technology to monitor the interaction between soil and chlorinated water, which we think can really help us pinpoint leaks on our network and help us get far more effective and efficient at that. And just to give you an idea of scale, we've got around over 40,000 kilometres worth of water pipework underground in Severn Trent Water's region. So anything we can do to really enhance this find and fix activity will really help us. And then we also think we can use satellite technology with our large-scale civil assets. So if you think about the big dams that we have in Wales or North Derbyshire, plus some of our big pipe networks, such as the Ellen Valley Aqueduct, we think satellite technology can really help us monitor these over time, just monitor things like ground movements and that sort of thing as well. Now, this is new technology. We're exploring the application, and it's part of the next phase of our digital strategy, but we'll continue to push the boundaries on this and other things to see how we can take things forward in the future, should we be able to demonstrate return on our investment.